Hi guys, it's Hani here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to make a beautiful mason jar cake. I used my velvet vanilla pound cake and I baked two 9 by 13 inch cakes. And we're going to use these cakes to shape the mason jar and also the bouquet. So I'm going to trim the bottom, and now we're going to spread some simple syrup on each cake and also fill the cake with Swiss buttercream. After you filled your cakes, you are going to chill them, and then we're going to carve them using paper templates. Once the cake is carved, give it a quick crumb coat and stick it into the refrigerator until buttercream firms up, and then we can put a final layer of buttercream. For the mason jar, I colored my buttercream with blue food coloring. Once the other cake is chilled, you can cut out bouquet part using a paper template. Once the cake was crumb coated and chilled, you can give it a final coat of buttercream. I'm going to chill it, and then I'm going to add some sprinkles to the sides. Assemble the cakes on a cake board. I'm going to add a burlap pattern. I colored my buttercream with some brown food coloring. You can also use cocoa powder if you wish. And I'm using a piping tip number 3. Once you are done with the burlap, stick it in the fridge for about 10 minutes until it firms up a little bit, and then you can add decorative lace. I'm using SUGARVEIL. You can use a little bit of water to stick it on there, but honestly I didn't use anything because there was still some moisture from the buttercream, so it worked out perfectly. I also forgot to glue the pieces together, so now I'm adding some buttercream just so the pieces don't separate. And now we can make the flowers. First I'm going to show you how to make beautiful hydrangeas. Spread a thin layer of bright green buttercream onto the plastic wrap, and then put white buttercream on the top. I'm using parchment paper and a flower nail. Really important here, you want to position your piping tip so the white buttercream is facing the narrow part of your piping tip and green buttercream is coming out through the wider part of the piping tip, and then you can start piping flowers. The idea is to overlap these flowers to create that hydrangea look. You know, it has lots and lots of little flowers. At first it feels kind of awkward covering up the flower with another flower, but it actually works and it makes for a really pretty hydrangea in buttercream. And you can see the center is green. That's what I really like about these. I'm trying to add 4 petals, but sometimes you can also add just three petals if you can fit it on there. If your buttercream becomes too soft to work with, stick it into the refrigerator for 5–10 minutes. I'm going to make more of these and then I'm going to actually stick them into the freezer for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to add green dots in the center. I'm going to stick these into the freezer again until they freeze, and then we can use them to decorate the cake. To make the Ranunculus flower, I'm using green, 2 shades of peach, and petal tips. We're going to start with green. Now we're gonna make basically what looks like a hashtag. Really important to remember when you are piping these, make sure that the narrow part of your piping tip is facing center of your flower nail, and a wider part of your piping tip should be facing out. So I made a hashtag and now I'm adding more green petals. If you were to make these flowers smaller, you can easily just use the hashtag, you don't have to add another layer. Now I'm going to take dark peach buttercream and we're going to add more petals. You see, I'm keeping it closed, I'm not opening up the flower. The narrow part of the piping tip is on the angle and facing the center of the flower. It's not going outwards. To make this Ranunculus flower, I used 2 layers of green petals, 2 layers of dark peach petals, and 4 layers of light peach. I'm also going to freeze these until they are completely frozen, and then we can remove them from the parchment and use them to decorate the cake, or you can use them to decorate cupcakes and other desserts. Notice the second set of petals. I'm starting in the middle of the previous petal. I don't know if that makes sense. Last set of petals is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm not going to shape them inwards. I'm just gonna keep them tight around the perimeter of the flower. You can make these flowers as big as you'd like or as small as you'd like. You don't have to add 2 sets of petals. You can just add 1 set and then it will make it a little smaller. Flowers are frozen, so now we can easily assemble the cake, peel off the parchment and use some buttercream for the glue. Use a large leaf piping tip to make the leaves. I'm also going to make some flower buds to fill in the blank spots in there. So I'm doing the green first, and then we're going to take dark peach and kind of gently insert the tip of the piping bag into the green, and then carefully pipe or press the piping bag so you get that color in there. And that's basically how you can make this beautiful flower arrangement out of cake and buttercream. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in a comment section down below. Would you like to see more buttercream flowers? Let me know. Thanks so much for watching.